We're finally live.
What up? Let's get weird. It's your boy, Tommy G, here with the Stay Cashin Show Friday edition. Let me make sure my mic's on and working. I think it is. This will be the probably, Evan, 30th time Bill fires you?
I think we're over that by now. I think we're maybe 50, over 50 probably at this point.
Yeah, it's but Evan's for this. Bill's not happy. Bill's tired. Bill's not in a great energy zone today, and Evan just basically killed 15 more minutes of his day. Bill, how you feeling about this?
Pissed.
You're mad, right?
Pissed.
And you got your new shirt on. You're all excited to show off your new shirt.
Rams, baby.
Yeah, I got my fucking. There we go. How you doing? Let's go. Team
Rams, Rackets.
Tommy G and Bill Rupp. Rams to the bowl. Rams to the dome. Let's go. Joey Rackets, how you doing? You look excited today.
Bill and I were talking in the pre-show about how we can't wait to take a nap after the show.
I'm so tired.
I can't wait to get the fuck out of here.
There's nothing worse than to start a show with three guys like, we don't want to be here. We're tired.
I'm sitting in the parking lot at work. I'm like, how much longer do I got to actually be here?
Yeah, that's how you get people to stay tuned in. We don't even want to be here.
I'm fucking tired, bro.
Thanks for coming.
All right, so before we do anything else, I have to get out Kababel's bet because he always messages me and then we always start talking and I always forget.
And it takes 5 years to get it out because nobody can pronounce it.
Yeah. Probably show will be over by the time you fucking figure out that.
Burnley at 245.
Is that JJ Watt's team?
Burnley. Both teams to score, yes, minus 120. That is in England EPL. That would be the Premier League. Burnley, BTTS, both teams to score. Minus 120.
It actually wasn't that bad. That was probably the easiest soccer bet you've ever had to put out from Kababel.
It was.
I mean,
it's usually like fucking, Kazakhstan, Mamalika, and fucking the German Nazi nuts premiered.
Kazakhstan, Mamalika, no.
He writes it so weird. It goes Cub Soccer, England, semicolon, EPL, 2:45 p.m., Burnley, BTTS, Y period, minus 120.
Yeah, he has this strange combination of being completely retarded and having a military background. So it's it's like very detailed retardation,
It's called autism.
Yeah. So which show are you guys more excited for right now? The Stay Cashin show or the Evan Hand gun show that's going on right now? What up,
I don't
man?
have my tickets. You better put those away.
I mean,
I didn't pay to be here for that.
Got the millennial sleeves and everything showing the pipes.
It's a regular shirt.
No, you just.
It's a schmedium.
Yeah,
you cut the sleeves on that bitch a little bit. You roll them up.
No, this is a regular shirt.
No, you look like a fucking 90-year-old man in that shirt. What the fuck is going on with that?
This is a regular shirt. That's a schmedium.
That's a schmedium.
This is not a schmedium. Look how stretchy this thing is.
Oh, now he's showing the abs, too.
Yeah,
Did you see that? He's
look
like,
how stretchy it is. Hey, look at my underwear. It's tight on my balls. Yeah. It's got to be a stretchy shirt.
I'm in shambles today.
It's got to be a stretchy
shirt. It's going to be signed with Calvin Klein next week.
Yeah. You got your Jets hat on. All excited. All right, let's get rocking. We got a lot of news. We got a lot of bets. We got a lot of games. We got a lot of sports. We got a lot to go over. Let's make sure Bill Rupp's here till like at least 4:15. So let's run this long as hell right now.
We got out yesterday at 2:57. So if you're not out,
fantastic.
It's your fault. You're the one reason the show sucks.
Well, no, the show goes. I mean, we're talking about duration. How did you start? Now it sucks.
Well, listen.
I get it's longer because of me, man. That's not nice.
Longer equals suckiness.
You're the reason the show sucks, he tells me. All right. I mean,
we're in a TikTok age. Anything longer than fucking 10 seconds is too long.
I mean, I would imagine it would be shorter when I'm not here because there's literally no fucking information. It's just fucking.
What do you mean? Was a plethora of information.
When we eliminated the Jets talk, it took off 20 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. that 12 minutes of Zach Wilson every show is fucking chewing it down there. E-Money, a lot going on in the coaching carousel.
Yeah, but before that, Howie Dewey with a plus 310 on Santa Clara. How you doing?
How you doing? Wait on Howie, too, because we got a lot of stuff to go. So I'll tell you when to tag Howie in.
Gerard Mayo is the now head coach of the New England Patriots, which is very interesting to me. I thought that would be variable.
Hey.
I think everyone thought it would be variable.
It was in his contract, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, this is an interesting. Bill, are we distracting you?
Shut Jenna!
Don't know. Let's everyone just stop the
Jenna,
show.
come
while
back.
Bill screams at his dog and doesn't realize he has a mute button.
She's over there fucking licking.
Hey, it's a mute button.
Get down and lick yourself.
Very professional show we run here.
Don't
guys.
do it on the couch, you sicko.
Jenna! In the middle of talking. Jenna!
Fuck, you don't see me fucking cleaning my balls right here.
Oh, you would. If you could get your mouth down there, you'd be
Fuck.
fucking.
Dude, we're in the
100%.
channel. We're in the middle of a show right here. You could be cleaning your fucking. I'm not cleaning my balls.
Yeah, we're gonna get demonetized for
Look
porn.
at her back there. Look at her.
Yeah,
She's like, who?
bestiality, fucking animal porn.
Who?
So yeah, Gerard Mayo, Rackets. What do you think?
I don't know if I'm more impressed with him getting it grandfathered into his contract, like right that he was going to be the successor to Belichick, or if I'm more like disappointed with New England. Like you have all these candidates now, and now you're stuck.
Listen,
So I don't know. I don't know if it's a win for his agent or if it's just a complete total loss for New England.
That's
I mean, he wasn't even
for the agent.
Yeah,
Huge W for the
agent. Yeah. I mean, listen, I get the whole Mayo thing, you know, captain 7 of his 8 years there, great player, Belichick guy from the beginning, probably knows the Belichick system better than anyone, right? Played
Other
in
than
it.
Vrabel.
Well, no, because
Anyone
true,
besides Vrabel.
actually Vrabel. But but he not only played in it, he's also coached in it too, right? So he's seen the player side of the system, how it works. He's seen the coaching side of the system, how it works. I think it's a terrible move.
How did that not come out at all?
I don't know. That's the crazy thing. Like it literally was in his contract.
That stuff always leaks out like after the fact, like, oh, this was a stipulation in the contract, blah, 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 whatever. How did we not find out about this till yesterday?
I don't know. Like I was telling people yesterday or whenever we were in the Discord, I think it was 2 days ago, how when people were talking about Dabo Sweeney possibly going to Alabama, I was like, no, because he's got a 150% buyout clause in his
I think
contract.
it's on Rupp and Rackets, yeah.
Where they said if you go to Alabama, your buyout like doubles or some shit, or it's like 50% more. But that didn't just come out now. That was tweeted in 2019 or 18.
Mm-hmm.
So like even if people forget about it, it's usually
Gerard Mayo was
present
talked
somewhere.
about over the last week, but it wasn't like he's got a fucking.
He was the guy from within. That was obviously the
Right.
guy from within, right? But I mean, you have Pete
There was
Carroll.
no talk about like, oh, he's got a fucking clause in his contract that if
Yeah.
Belichick leaves, he's the next guy. Like
He's the
nobody
successor,
said
yeah.
that.
The funny thing is, he wasn't even a coordinator. He was like an assistant defensive coordinator. So that's a big jump going from that to coaching a team. I think it's a horrible decision. Everyone's all excited about it because Gerard Mayo's a great guy. How many fucking times do you need to fucking do this rah-rah because the guy's a good guy? Like, dude, you have known commodities in Pete Carroll and Vrabel and guys like that who you could bring in there who is a sure thing. And this is a terrible decision by the Patriots. But hey, maybe it works out. Any idea where Belichick's going here, Rackets? What do you think? Me and Bill were saying Atlanta. What do you think?
Bill and I were talking about it yesterday. We were talking about the Chargers a little bit. I was talking to somebody this morning and he had a really good take, honestly. If the Bills get upset this weekend or don't make it to the Super Bowl, AFC Championship, whatever you want to call it, they fire McDermott. Bill Belichick makes a whole lot of sense here.
I think the problem, Bill, right now is that everyone's talking about which of the teams who fired a coach Belichick's going to, right? Like Atlanta, is it Tennessee? Is it Seattle? Is it that? And like Rackets said, this is a generational opportunity if you really believe Bill's still got his fastball and he's still good in the guy. I mean, you could easily see a team firing a coach they like. Like you don't have to have a coach.
McDermott's been kind of on the hot seat for a little, not
McDermott's
super hot, but like.
Well, McDermott's not getting fired unless it's Belichick,
Unless
right?
it's
But for
Belichick,
Belichick, it's like.
But for Belichick, you stay in the division. You get to go at everybody you wanted. You get
literally stay where you live, pretty much too, right?
You
Buffalo's
get a superstar
fucking real close to
quarterback.
Boston.
I mean,
We have breaking news.
Mhm.
Kalen DeBoer is now the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
That makes sense. I don't think that's the right move either. Over there at Alabama, he's the Washington coach, by the way, for those that don't know. That's official.
Official. Yep.
Yeah. So I don't know about that, man. You're going from Pac-12 to fucking, SEC. We just saw what Washington did against a good defense. Granted, they were holding every fucking single play, but I don't know, man. You're going from basically Pac-12 flag football to fucking, top tier SEC #1 program. I haven't seen enough to think that's a good move when you have like huge names that anyone in college football would. I mean, I honestly think Dion would have been a better move than that.
Lane Kiffin.
That's got to be a fucking Dabo, an NFL coach coming down, because you could have seen NFL coaches coming down for that Bama job. If they're too many options to.
I was seeing stuff on Twitter, some talk about D'Amico Ryans wanting the Alabama job. I'm like, why the fuck would he? I mean, obviously he went there and everything, but why would you want to leave that situation
After
in Houston
a
year? A year? But...
And you're killing it. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. But I mean, someone in the chat said he gets all 5 stars, though. He does, but it's connections. It's on the West Coast. I mean, go get 5 stars in the SEC. Like you will. But go compete with these fucking kids in the SEC, these coaches in the SEC. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad move. I think Alabama needed to go with a fucking hardcore known commodity there too. So I think 2 bad moves. I think a bad move by the Patriots and a bad move by Alabama. Anything like what's Vrabel doing right now? He probably was sitting there like
he's gotta be pissed, man.
I mean, did he know? Like, is this?
I feel like he would fit in on the Falcons. He just seems like
I don't think Vrabel's that good. I don't think Vrabel's a very good coach. Yeah, I don't think he's a good coach.
Tannehill to the AFC Championship game. Like, there's something there.
Vrabel's a lot like Campbell to me. Like they're good motivation guys. They're good locker room guys. They're going to keep the team together. They're going to overachieve. But there's too many holes in his decision making, like Campbell. I think Campbell's a great guy to get your team from 2 wins to a playoff team. But Campbell's never going to win a Super Bowl. He's too fucking retarded. Vrabel's the same
playoff game. This week.
Yeah. No, there's not. Vrabel's that same guy, right? So the only place that makes sense is New England because he's a New England guy. He knows the system and all that. So I loved Vrabel to New England. I hate Vrabel to the Falcons. I don't. Vrabel's done nothing but destroy quarterbacks. I mean, when's the last good quarterback in Tennessee?
Arthur Smith didn't do a very good job either.
No, there's nowhere to go but up from there. Anything else on the coaching front?
Yeah, what about Harbaugh?
Where's he going?
A lot of people think it's time for him to leave Michigan.
Yeah. He's probably going to the pros. It's just there's so many. That's what I'm saying with these guys right now in the fucking NFL to be hiring like Gerard Mayo and people like this is the literal best NFL coaching free agency ever. At a time, Rackets, where NFL coaching is horrific. So you have a huge gap. You've seen what the Colts do. You get a Steichen, and you see how much that could put your team on the map even
just
after.
Because nobody else has a good coach. So like having a good coach is
it's a huge edge.
How you vault in the power rankings.
Yeah. So I mean, and you got a lot of good quarterbacks that are young and need some. Listen, Harbaugh is going to land whatever the fuck he wants. Whether it's at Michigan, another school.
I think he's going to. That's where I think San Diego comes in. I think he goes right back to the Bay. Like the Bay Area, that California.
Well, it's not the Bay Area.
He goes to sell. Like, what I mean.
It's about California. About a 17-hour drive from the Bay Area.
Same thing, dude.
Yeah.
From here,
you're in Canada. You guys don't know American
It's the same
maps.
thing to Canada.
Yeah. I could see it. I mean, listen, there's gonna be a lot of opportunities. This isn't even going to come down to like I don't think for Belichick and Harbaugh and guys like that, best team, best fit. I think this is going to come down to here's my list of demands. Who's going to give it to me? Right? Like if Belichick wants to be the GM too, there's only going to be 1 or 2 teams that's going to give it to him. So he won't have as many. If he doesn't care and he just wants the coach, fine. If he wants full control of the draft room, because some teams don't give the coach as much control as others. So I think with Harbaugh and Belichick and guys like that, it's going to come down to
San Diego fired Tom Telesco. I don't know if they replaced the general manager, but that could be.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's there's some great spots though. Atlanta's a great spot to go. You tons of offensive talent, good defense, horrible division, nice weather. Chargers, great spot to go. Nice weather, great quarterback. Underachieving team for a while, low expectations.
They have some players on defense too. It's not like they're in shambles. Like that's a good spot.
They're usually when you get these fired coaches, it's shitty spots, but there's a bunch of really good spots out there to go that these coaches just sucked.
Yeah, Jim in the chat. The Bears are keeping Eberflus this year, so that's not.
Yeah, Bill, you think that means Fields is staying?
Yeah, we said that the other day. We spoke about it yesterday. If you were here, you would have known that. But yeah, I mean, why you can't? Why would you keep the coach if you're not going to keep the quarterback?
I did just see a
You
report.
should have known that, Tommy.
I did just see a report on
Listen,
Twitter.
I don't know what to say. It was great. Comment. Just got owned. What are you gonna do? You fucking just take it and fucking move on.
I mean, next time, go back and watch the show you missed.
I mean, listen, you already got the win. All right, don't start trying to curb stomp me.
We don't talk about. That's why.
I want your shitty fucking
Study up a little bit, do a little research, watch a little film.
So I was.
You can't even give the kid a win. You can't give him a win. You got to take it a step further.
Listen, Rackets was a good sport. He actually appeased you with more coaching talk because that we all did yesterday. But now I just want to sit back and hear your words on it. I mean, I already said it yesterday. They don't want to hear me speak again on it.
I don't really want to hear you speak the first time. So,
well, I mean, that might be true.
I am a people appeaser, Bill Rupp.
Yeah, Rackets appeased you. He wasn't like, fuck you, Tommy. We did this shit yesterday. He's just like, all right, I'll roll with it.
Bill, move a tiny bit more to your right. You're kind of hanging out the screen there.
He's been all over this episode. He's
he's fine. Evan's got the little remote. Like,
I literally
follow.
I was there. They had my boy on, Zach Morris, and the shit from my show Found. I was trying to watch it while you guys were talking, but I couldn't hear it.
Oh my god!
Sorry to interrupt your TV viewing with our work that we're doing. Evan, what else we got for headlines?
So we're gonna have a lot of weather this weekend in the NFL. Buffalo, Rackets, tell me if this is true or not, is expecting a foot of snow and wind gusts up to 65 miles an hour. And tomorrow night's game in Kansas City is going to have a wind chill of negative 30 degrees, and the Florida boys are coming up to play there.
Okay, I'm not going to say false lies because Buffalo weather is anything, but I will say this is a lot of propaganda because my weather app, and I proved it to Bill, shows 3 to 5 inches of snow on Sunday. So 3 to 5 inches is a whole fucking different than 2 feet.
3 to 5 inches is big, or a lot.
Compared to 2 feet,
we're not
so
talking
much.
about your dicky. We're talking about snow. It's not that much.
The wind, though, the wind is legit. There's going to be a ton of wind, so that will affect the score of the game. It's not going to be that cold, though. It's only going to be like 25, 28 degrees. So they're saying 2 feet. My app says 5 inches.
Yeah, the line for the game opened at 42. It's now at 34.
Yeah, see, so that aligns with the wind because obviously with wind you can't kick field goals. There's gonna be not much punting. Like that aligns with the wind. That has nothing to do with the cold or the snow.
Go on, Rex.
The snow, I feel like actually lends itself to scoring because the offense knows where it's cutting. The defense doesn't know where the offense is going. So the traction issues are for the defense. It's not really for the offense. Yeah. So the snow has no really effect on the total. It's going to be the wind that's affecting the total. The wind is going to be there.
I love hitting props and totals on snow games because you just see it drop. You see everyone freak out. It has no impact. Literally, it's like we've done the analytics on DFS shows and stuff like that. Snow has nothing. Sometimes it's actually a positive.
Yeah, snow's not bad.
Because like Rackets said,
same thing.
Yeah, cold isn't a big frigid. Once you get under like 0, then you're talking a different story because the ball gets the ball. No, even though negative 30 degrees, right? That usually comes with wind. I think you're saying, right?
Yes.
You don't see negative.
The wind
30.
Chills, obviously.
Right.
If it feels like negative 30,
right? You're not gonna get a fucking 30-degree drop in the temperature because there's not 20, 30 mile per hour frozen wind blowing. Yeah. So, but yeah, cold doesn't have much of an effect until the ball starts freezing and it becomes a rock. And rain is a problem too. I don't like rain and I don't like fucking wind, but I don't care about snow. Snow does nothing for it.
Miami's fucked. Well, either way.
Well, we're going to talk about that. Let's save that. We'll go into all this when we do the NFL segment. We're going to go through the NFL weekend games, so don't go anywhere as we are coming with that. Any other headlines here we need to talk about?
Nothing that big.
Nothing that big. Anyone in the chat, if you have anything you want us to touch on before the end of the show, just drop it in there.
We got shirt. Let's fucking go.
I mean, listen, every appearance is an experience. Every appearance is an experience. We have the whitest person I know wearing a Tupac shirt live
from the bathroom. I love it.
The bathroom. So
he just took a shit. He got Lysol next to him.
Yeah, you fucking never fucking disappoint, Howie. Live from the bathroom.
All eyes on me, motherfucker. Yeah.
Howie Dewey, how you doing?
Just dropped a deuce.
Good, baby.
He's literally shitting as we're talking.
He had the Lysol next.
Lysol. He's like, fuck, man.
stuff in here, man.
Tommy, your Stay Cashin show is fucking awesome. Your bets are great. The content's great. Why haven't you guys gotten picked up? Am I fucking doing shows from the bathroom in the middle of the show? I saw other guys yelling at his fucking dog. Rackets is sideways. My producer has no internet.
I got a fucking phone call. You know I'm on the show. Stop calling me.
Yeah.
So Rackets, just try and get Evan. Try and get Howie some part of his body in the frame if we can. There, it looks Howie's like cut in half. All right, Howie, what do you think? What are you liking? What are we doing?
Well, hey man, I gave I told Bill Rupp yesterday, man. I gave him the plus 300 Santa Clara game.
Dang.
That was solid. It was like I said, the stars were aligned. That was a money line play. Tonight, you got a decent slate tonight. I'm starting right off the bat. I like Cleveland State at 3:00. Playing at Milwaukee. Those two teams have been playing since fucking basketball was invented, and it's always a 2-3 point game. So I like them. They're underdog 2.5. I like Cleveland State. They could win the game. So I like right off the bat.
All right. I'll give you a small play. Yesterday, I went 3-0 again yesterday. Swept again yesterday on college basketball. I'm going a small play here on Robert Morris plus 4.5 in this one. That's at 7:00. So I got Robert. I don't have many plays today. I have like 2 plays on college basketball.
Robert Morris out of Pittsburgh, PA.
There you go. So I'm going Robert Morris plus 4 and a easy on that one to keep the streak going. What else you got here, Howie?
I got a good one, man. 6:30. Indiana played Rutgers 2 nights ago. And I think they had to set a record or come close because I don't know many Division I schools that shoot 4 for 15 from the free throw line. And Indiana managed to shoot 4 for 15 from the charity stripe.
That was like my Marquette live bet I gave out on Twitter the other day when they shot 3 for 29 from 3. That was fun.
I mean, that was
at home. Yeah.
So they go back to Bloomington. They play home. They play Minnesota tonight. Minnesota's not worth a shit either. I mean, that whole conference from the bottom 6 to the cellar is as bad as any conference.
It's fucking horrific, dude.
You basically throw out Wisconsin, Nebraska at home because they can't win on the road either. In Purdue, and that conference is fucking shitty.
Mm-hmm. Really bad.
So I think Indiana comes back, takes care of business, and wins at home tonight convincingly over Minnesota. All right.
I'll give you one more. This isn't as I like Rob Morris. No, they're probably the same. Probably the same unit. I'm going to take a little stab on Marist here against Quinnipiac in this spot. This line just seems so shady. I mean, I have Marist. Just looks like Marist should be getting like 3 or 4 points here, right, Howie? Against 11-4 Quinnipiac team, 3-1 in the MAAC, and they're favored by 1.5. That just seems like a trap line here. So
yeah, is that game in Poughkeepsie?
Yeah, it's in Marist. So I'm just walking right into it. This is one of my favorite things to do. Whenever a line looks so fucked up, I go into the fucking side that looks wrong. So I think Marist should be getting 4 or 5. If they're minus 1.5, game's probably rigged. Probably see a lot of fouls going Marist way. Probably see a bunch of calls head their way to get them over the top. So I'm gonna take Marist minus 118.
I'll say this for years. I knew a guy and he was good, and all he did was bet small majors and mid majors. And what he would do is Friday nights in the MAC, teams like Siena, St. Pete, Marist, Iona, he would take on Friday night. He would take the home team, and if that home team was less than +1 or +2, he was all over it.
That's all I do. It's like half my. Yeah, there's certain conferences that
Friday night. That's the only show in town on that campus. I mean, you're going to get a good crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Those teams are all about the same. I don't care if it's Canisius, and they're visiting Siena on a Friday night. You take the home team, man, because it's a huge advantage.
Yeah. So yeah, I have a couple. That's why college basketball is so easy. I mean, there's certain little glitches in systems.
Yeah.
Where, like going into the year, I'm like, I just book 200-300 units for college basketball because every year there's certain things that just happen and work every single year. Plus, it's secretly the most fixed sport in the United States of America. Refs make no money. Kids make no money. Half of these kids are never going anywhere after this. You fucking give a kid fucking $800 to fucking throw a game at Marist. Like, so it's pretty easy to see. And I think this game's fixed. This looks like a trap line. This looks like a Marist fixed line. Do you have anything else here, Dewey? I know we don't have a big slate tonight.
You got Dayton, the number one team in the A10, one of the best teams in the country. They only have one loss, and they're going into Duquesne. And Duquesne is only -1.5 tonight. I like Duquesne. I think they probably win that game by 5-6 points at home.
Okay.
Duquesne's good. They got good guards, a couple good transfers, portal guys. And I think they make that game tight tonight and probably pull off the victory by a few points. I like it.
Have you started looking at tomorrow's yet at all?
No, I've looked at tomorrow. I like Kentucky over Texas A&M early. That's one of the games. Look, the game you got to look at. This is a great
careful with that Kentucky game. We're going to be on hard opposite sides on that one.
You like A&M?
I love A&M. That's one of those trap lines. You got the 6th team in the country, 12-2, going to Texas A&M unranked, and Texas A&M's laying 2 points. Like that's something's fucking up there. I'm fucking slamming Texas A&M tomorrow.
All right, you watch it.
I mean, listen, I'm not saying don't play. I just want to give the other side because that's usually if I'm neutral and you're on it or I'm leaning one way, I always side with you. On this one, this is like me and you are going to be completely on opposite. Be careful of this game. Something's
I
up
would
there.
think that if I've seen Texas A&M play like 3 times this year.
They're not good. That's the thing. They're not that good.
Guard play.
They're not, and that's what more reason.
Right.
Like you didn't look at the lines yet for tomorrow because they're not out on a lot of the sites.
Yeah,
but wouldn't you have expected to be laying 4 or 5 with Kentucky there?
Yeah, you would think.
That's why. If Kentucky's laying 4, I'm all in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But Kentucky getting 2, something's fucking. I mean, you're going to see 98% of the money on Kentucky, and that's an ESPN game. It's going to be on at 2:00 right before the NFL games. So that's going to be a big viewing game right there on ESPN too. It's right before the 4:00 NFL game. So be careful with that one. How about UCF the other day? They're playing BYU at home. Probably big letdown spot here, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think, and everyone and their mother knew UCF was going to win that game or make it close because shit, Kansas came in. What were they, like a 2-point favorite or something? It wasn't that high.
Fucked up line. That's the thing. When you start to see I think they were laying 5 or 6. You thought it'd be laying like 13.
That's a tough gym to play too, man. UCF. They don't play in like a big arena. It's a tiny little. It's not a big place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was a fucked up line. I think we got a shot tomorrow with an upset in Houston. This is Houston's number 2 team in the country, 14-1, going to TCU, and this line right now looks fucked up. Let me see what it is.
You got to remember, Houston's coming off a big loss.
Yeah, that's the only thing that worries me a little bit, that they probably have revenge on their minds here. This is – where the fuck did the line go? There's like 6 lines out on this site that I'm looking at. No thing has lines out. TCU – motherfucker, just command effort. TCU.
They're plus 4.5 at home.
Oh, no, you know what? The line's not that bad. All right, yeah, no, I'm not going to be all over it then. It was – I thought that line was lower. It's +6. All right. I thought it was 2 for some reason. But all right, scratch that.
But I think what's the other one? I mean, you got Nebraska coming off that huge win. And Nebraska, where is it? I saw this. Tonight they got to go to Iowa. They're gonna lose. Nebraska can't play on the road, man. I don't give a shit how good fucking that Japanese kung fu 3-point martial artist is.
He's awesome.
I mean, he looks like an Asian lesbian. Let's call it what it is. But that guy can shoot the shit out of it.
I love him. I loved him last year. I was all over him. Yeah,
he's a great player, but he has a tough time on the road. They got to go to Iowa tonight, and that's probably the dirtiest team in the Big Ten. So they'll probably knock him out of the game early.
Yeah.
But the game tonight, man, this is one of the best games in the country. This weekend is you got probably the most underrated conference. And I'd say it's one of the top 3 conferences in the country is the Mountain West.
Mm-hmm. Me and you've been saying that. Me and you love the Mountain West. I'm Nevada all the time.
This tourney right now.
Yep.
They're loaded, and you got Boise State, who's in the hunt, traveling to Nevada tonight. Nevada is, I think they have 1 loss. But
Nevada was my team last year, Howie, because I love Lucas. I like their bigs.
They're better this
I
year.
loved Blackshear, and I literally the first Nevada game I saw this year, I was like, Lucas and Blackshear are still there. Like I thought, like I didn't realize they were so. I love Nevada.
They're better
this
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 year.
team can make a deep run because they got the same team as last year with more,
Yeah,
and I
but
loved
they're
them
bigger.
last year. Yeah, they're
TCU,
bigger.
TCU has a big squad. They rebound, and Nevada destroyed them.
Yeah, that kid Davidson fucking is a monster on the glass.
They play
So-
home tonight. They're laying 6.5 to Boise
yeah.
in Nevada. I love Boise because I just
A
think
lot.
this is the 2-point game.
Yeah, it's a lot. I love Nevada, but that's a lot.
These two teams been playing each other forever, and if you look at like the last 5 games, I think they're always 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
4.
no, I'm staying. I love Nevada, and I'm not touching the game. So
I like
would-
Boise.
yeah,
I will take Boise in this game.
I don't hate that. All right, Howie, Dewey, appreciate you, brother.
All right, man.
All right, get out of that bathroom.
Later.
Later, bro. All right, Bill Rupp. Probably one of the fucking most insane calls ever yesterday in the NBA. Bill calls me up and goes, "Lay it on the Bucks." And I'm like, "What? Like you don't bet sides? What are you talking about? Lay it all on the Bucks. Bucks are gonna slay tonight." Fucking look up the score. It's like 48-2. Like 3 minutes into the game, Boston didn't even play their starters in the second half. That's how fucking much they curb stomped them. So 2 things here, Bill. One, props to you. You never play NBA sides, and you told me slam it, and I did. But props to me for telling you. Wait till you see what happens when the Bucks lock in the big games and give a fuck come playoff time. You just got your first glimpse of it yesterday.
Yeah, they're 60-something%. So we were all over that. And then I gave out Jalen Brunson first basket, and he missed. So he did take the shot. He just missed it.
Yeah, we're not voting for you today now, Brunson. So
-1, -3 votes.
So yeah, that was good yesterday. Milwaukee at home.
What do you like tonight?
I mean, yesterday was so many blowouts in the NBA. It was disgusting. I don't like any sides today.
the Thunder were up 50, I think, 54 or something.
Oh, they won by 60-something.
NBA
That's
sucks.
God.
I turned it on just after halftime. It was, or in the third quarter, I think it was like 104-54 or something like that.
How
I'm
do you play?
Jesus
Like, how do you play
Christ.
DFS with that? With those games yesterday?
You lose.
Like, and how do you put together a lineup? Because you had Milwaukee Celtics, which you thought would at least go to the fourth quarter, like everyone would play.
That was one of my least favorite things about DFS basketball. The blowouts, they destroy you. They destroy you if you're on the wrong side, but does lead to an edge because that happens so often where blowouts happen in games you wouldn't expect it. If you do see a lot of chalk, you can get off the chalk sometimes if even if it's not a big spread.
Blowouts are hardly ever the games that are like -15 spreads.
That's what I'm saying.
ones that
Yeah.
are
So
like
if you see a lot of chalk, like on a game stack, like a Sacramento, Indiana, fucking something like that, and everyone's stacking the shit out of it. In NBA, if it's not a blowout, you lose, right? Because NBA is like literally, minutes equal money in the NBA. So if that game does go full, you lose. But you always have the chance of a crazy blowout where you now have a huge edge on the entire field. So a lot of game theory needed in the NBA. Get over to 4deep.com. Check out our NBA package over there with Brian Healy and all the guys. What do you like, Bill?
So yeah, don't really like any sides today. The Rockets play the Pistons, Tommy, for their last game.
I'm gonna fucking kill myself. I'm really hoping the Pistons win today because I'm gonna fucking stab myself. For those of you who weren't here last month, like a month ago, Bill was talking about the fucking Pistons. I didn't even know that they lost 25 games in a row, whatever the fuck it was. And Bill goes, "When are they gonna win?" And I go, "January 14th." And he goes, "They don't play on the 14th." I go, "January 15th." And it's the Wizards game. And if Uncle Danny didn't come out with his Joe Namath fucking guarantee of the year that the Pistons were going to win, and they didn't make that fucking trade on that day for OG, diminishing their whole roster, we'd be sitting right now. We bet it, plus 6,500. We'd be sitting right now, January 15th is Monday, on a plus 6,500 on that call. We'd already have won. Like easy hedges.
Plus
Today and Monday.
Today, and then probably be, tomorrow, next
Plus
game.
250 today and probably even money on Monday or something close. I mean, fucking Christ, dude. That
Fuck,
fucking
that
Knicks trade fucked us.
Was just,
and it would have been probably the greatest call in fucking Stay Cashin history.
It was a fluke, bro. That that team traded just when they were playing them. The Knicks guys couldn't get over in time, so.
And they still only won by 2.
Yeah.
But do you have any props or anything here? Let's move. I want to get to NFL.
I am on. I have two first baskets: Jokic plus 470, and Brandon Ingram plus 550. Both in the same game. One of those guys should score the first basket tonight. Jokic 470, Brandon Ingram 550.
All right. Hockey tonight. Only 2 games. Let me see here. I think, what did I do in hockey? 2-1 in hockey yesterday. I have a small play on the Predators Rackets. I don't know what the People Pop's looking at. Or
I
if you
can't
have
look.
it. All right, yeah,
I
you're in the
can't
car.
look right now. I forgot my iPad. Normally I can, but I forgot my
Yeah,
iPad.
there's a small play on the Predators here. Hold on, let me just check one more thing because me and Danny were talking about this last night. All right. No. All right, because there's a few teams right now in the NHL that are on monster winning streaks that just ride. It's the Oilers have won 9 in a row. The Kraken have won 8 in a row. Those 2 teams aren't even that great. You know, they're like they're good teams. You know, 22 and 15, 18 and 14, mid-tier team. But before this run that they're both on, they were 2 of the biggest underachieving teams in the NHL. So you're getting plus money throughout most of that run. You also have the Winnipeg Jets have won 8 in a row, 9-0-1 in their last 10. And you have the Florida Panthers, who I bet all the time have won 9 in a row. So you got 4 hockey teams right now that are just pissing fire. So keep your eye on that when those guys play. None of them playing tonight. Small play on the Predators plus 150. Small stab. I got a funny feeling the bot will be on the Predators plus 1.5. This kind of lines up with the line that I look at that, you know, usually come over the top with that. Let's get over to the NFL, ladies and gentlemen. And then we'll do some UFC after that. Bring Constantino on. But first, let's do NFL Rackets. Give me an overview of the weekend. Why don't we just rapid fire our picks for each game, and then we're going to give some analysis. Let's just go game by game here real quick.
All right.
Browns, Texans. What do you like?
Browns.
All right, Bill.
I like the Browns. I honestly, I'm not going to bet that game. But
there's no reason to bet that game. There's no reason to.
I'm surprised you didn't. Well, I'm not. You didn't say it yet, but I'd be shocked if you're not on Flacco's passing yards this week.
I'm on a bunch of things in this game. I got some awesome stats.
I like props. I don't like a side on that.
Yeah. So obviously we have no weather concerns here in Houston, as you can imagine. It's playing in a dome. I have no lean on the game. You couldn't pay me to bet on this game. One, because I already have 2 plus 10,000 tickets on Houston and Cleveland to, go to the Super Bowl.
I think that total's low too.
The total. All right. So let me break this down now. So there is a bunch of fucking crazy stats in this game that are fucking.
We're doing rapid fire.
We are. Now we're breaking down the game. Or, no, I said rapid fire. Then I said game by game. I changed it. There's some insane stats in this game right now for this Cleveland-Houston game that no one's really talking about, I don't think. I mean, I haven't watched too much in the last couple of days. But Rackets. Browns have a good defense?
This defense is great.
No.
It's great.
Watch this.
No, they are great.
Yes, but does that factor into this weekend? Not at all. 0.0. It's the exact opposite. That Browns defense sucks on the road. Sucks. This is something that's kind of skimmed past us all year. You ready for this, Rackets? This is insane. I was doing my research on this game, started with this game. In home games this year, the Browns have given up 12 points a game. In road games, they've given up 26.9. They're giving up 27 yards a game on the road, 27 points a game on the road, and 12 at home. They're giving up 126 passing yards a game at home and 208 on the road. So literally almost double. Rushing, they're giving up 89.6 yards a game on the ground at home and 124 on the road. 331 total to 215 total home road splits. You ready for this? And keep in mind, I looked at it to say, is this just one of those situations where they played a bunch of juggernauts or had an outlier game? It's not. So the
Colts tore them up in Indianapolis, but like that'll skew it a little bit.
I mean,
I don't know.
39, it didn't score 70, but I mean, you got to give them credit for tearing them up, right? Like,
yeah, no, I did when they played them.
Here's what I'll show you right here. Ready for this? The home games for Cleveland. Here's their opposition's point totals in home games starting at week 1. 3, 28 to Baltimore, 17, 0, 10, 27 to Jacksonville out of nowhere, 17, 20. Here's their road games of the opposition. 26 to Pittsburgh, 38 to Indy. Like I said, these aren't great offenses that we're talking about here. 31 to the Ravens, 29 to Denver. Like, what are we talking about here? 36 to the Rams and 31 to Cincy last week. I mean, you count that. They're probably missing a lot of their defensive guys. I know they benched their whole offense. And 22 to Houston with Davis Mills at quarterback. So that Stroud didn't even play, and this Houston threw up 22. Like, they're literally giving up 25 to 28 points to every team that steps on a field. He's like 26th in the NFL versus man. So that, is CJ Stroud going to be able to overcome that? Which one weighs more? And then you have the Flacco situation. You have the road situation. Just bet points, because Houston's going to score on Cleveland, and Cleveland's going to score on Houston. Like, this game's going way over 44 Rackets. Way over.
Yeah, I can get behind the over on that a little bit. I'm pretty sure the Browns set like an NFL record for yardage allowed in a season, though. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
tread a little lightly on the defense sucks, but
no. Listen, what I'm telling you, 27 points a game out of your defense sucks. Sucks. 124
yards. That's not good, but I mean, it is skewed.
Rackets. Here's the problem with it. That sucks. Indy is without Richardson, and Pittsburgh scored 26. That's a fucking weak ass schedule. It's not even like they played the Chiefs and the Dolphins. We're fucking nobody, and we're giving up 27 a game. Game's going to the moon, guys. Going to the moon. Don't pick a side, but this game's going up for sure. 44 is retarded total. Bill, what do we like for props on this one?
I think you got to go everywhere. I mean, what prop don't you like?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we think it's going up top, right? We know the Browns are going to
Flacco, and I think I'm doing James Ford.
What about Jerome Ford? Do you like him better, or do you like James?
Let's say James. Jerome Ford, touchdown and first touchdown. I got it at plus 135 for any time and plus 900 for first on DraftKings. And then, I mean, you got to go with the receivers too, right? You got to go with Cooper. You got to go with Njoku. Nico Collins should be there. Mm-hmm. Do some type of parlay, alt them down maybe a little bit. Put something on that.
Is that the first game tomorrow? Is that the 4 o'clock game tomorrow? They always put the Texans. It's always the AFC South, that very first playoff spot.
Yeah.
No respect ever, man.
Well, they don't really deserve it because they never win anything.
No, I get it, but you're kind of like,
you're not really a draw outside.
It's better than that Monday night game with Tampa and fucking.
You put a division with the Texans, the Jaguars, the Colts.
It's better than the Monday night game, though. For sure.
Oh, it is. It is a better game for sure. But I mean, media draw. Obviously, you're going to get a lot more fucking Philly than you will Houston. Listen, the big thing here, Noah Brown is still questionable in this one. Which is going to be, an important one for me. And Robert Woods is still questionable here. And the game's tomorrow, first game. So if those two are out, I mean, it's just straight up, just fucking load Nico Collins. We've seen what happens. He just throws to him fucking every play and he pops off. If they're both in, I don't know. Does that change it for you, Bill?
No.
Yeah. Nico should be the guy.
Still not doing a side.
Amari Cooper, last time he played this team, went 13 for 265 and 2 touchdowns. So, obviously we're going to be looking a lot of Amari Cooper. Bill, obviously, Njoku alted down has been one of our favorite things to do all year, the 25 plus or 40 plus there. And I like the rushing props here for Singletary. I like Singletary to score a touchdown, minus 110. This Browns defense, we're getting killed on the ground on the road. That's part of the reason why they suck on the road. They're getting destroyed on the ground. On the road. They're giving up 125 yards a game on the ground on the road. Now they have had, it's unlike their point per game performance. They've had a couple spots where it didn't happen, but I mean, the Houston game you can't count because Stroud wasn't in. Since he went for $183 on him on the ground. Rams went for 120 on the ground. Denver went for 169 on the ground. Baltimore 106. Seattle 114. Indy 168. I mean, how did we go the whole season without knowing this about the Browns defense? No one? Okay, cool. So yeah, a lot of opportunities there. Gonna go heavy on that game. We're not gonna give you the full 100% breakdown on every other game. Went a little heavier there, but let's touch on the others. You got to sign up at 4deep.com. Promo code VIP20 for 20% off if you want the full breakdown. It matters.
If it was like 20, even if it was 30 degrees, I'd be taking the Dolphins. I'm not
dude,
taking them.
Tua hasn't won a game ever in sub 40-degree temperatures in the NFL.
I'd be okay in 30, 40 degrees, not -9.
I mean, listen, I wouldn't even go okay in 30. I mean, literally, his whole life has been played in warm weather. And
yeah, but all they need is a couple deep balls to Tyreek. Like Kansas City isn't going to score a million.
Dude, he's terrible in the cold. He's never won a game in sub 40 degrees. And this is -30, right? So the problem with this, what people don't realize why Miami sucks a lot on the road, in cold weather situations too, that whole offense is built on timing, correct?
Yep.
Rackets, that's a timing offense. When you have a slick field, a rock hard ball, and cold weather, that throws off your timing. You're not as fast in those positions. So once they lose timing, Tua's dog shit.
Well, the field in Arrowhead is heated, so like the field actual
-30. Good luck with that fucking.
Yeah, but I know, but I mean, like the feet aren't going to be freezing. Like they'll be.
No, but it's still slick. Everything's slick.
Yeah,
the ball's slick.
100%.
Everything's colder.
But it's not going to be like Green Bay, like back in the '90s, where it was just like a sheet of ice.
Field, right.
Yeah.
But if you don't think Kansas City is going to be fucking turning that heater all the way off before that game, make sure that there's more of a problem. So watch that. But Bill, that's a timing offense. He needs all his weapons and good weather, and he doesn't have either of them probably.
Yeah, that's why I'm on Kansas City.
Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Tua sucks if he's off schedule. Let's go to the next game here, which is another shit show. Rackets up there by you. What do you think?
We touched on it earlier. There's going to be snow, but I don't think it's going to be as crazy as everybody's saying. But I mean, I'm on the Bills, man. Like, I don't know if they cover. Depending on what the spread ends up being by game time, maybe they do. But I don't see a whole lot of points being scored in the wind. It's going to be a lot of running. I assume you're going to get another Josh Allen touchdown, just like every other fucking week. And Bills will move on, but this one's gonna be a little bit dicey just because of the weather.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to air it out like they should be able to.
I have no interest in this game from like any perspective outside of maybe some Josh Allen rushing. I was really looking for both teams to score a rushing touchdown, but I don't see it. I don't see it out there, so we'll see if we get that. But
kicking games will be nullified. You're going to see a lot of fourth down.
So you got anything?
It's not going to be a fun game to watch, which is why for the last couple of years I've been saying I don't know why the Bills are built this way, because come this time of the year, home playoff game in January, you can't really throw the ball around.
Yeah, you're building a team that's against your weather.
Yeah. So
on the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you're probably either going.
My parlay was Bills, Dallas.
All right, it segues us right into the next game. I think you tease up Pittsburgh or money line the Bills. The 10 is weird. I don't like that spread. I'm either going to money line and parlays, or I'm going, teased up to get to like 17, even 20 points in some of them. Packers, Cowboys, Bill in Dallas. Your Dallas Cowboys here. Fucking, you better pray they win, or else you are not going to have a fun Monday on this show.
I mean, they're automatic. It's automatic.
It's over.
Dead. They're not losing.
I like the Packers here. I like the Packers in this win streak. The Cowboys have played 6 teams, which I would deem good, or 500 or better type teams. They've won all 6 of those, and 5 of them they won by less than a touchdown. Outside of the Eagles, who were imploding. So I like the 7.5 here. I'm going to get it to 7.5 and take a little small stab on the money line. Jordan Love's been great. Rackets kids. I got to take an L on Jordan Love. I think he's been fucking awesome. Been like best quarterback in football for the last fucking 10 weeks.
We'll see how he performs this week, but yeah. I think the Cowboys cover. I think it's an easy game for Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not loading Green Bay, but I'm rooting my ass off for Bill to fucking lose that Cowboys thing. My favorite bet of the weekend. Bill's favorite bet of the weekend. Bill bought the merch, which means we're fucked. So congratulations, Detroit, on beating the Rams, because the second Bill buys a fucking shirt, everything goes to shit. Maybe I'll go buy a Jared Goff card to offset it, Bill. I'll go buy a Jared Goff rookie card. Yeah, I'll go put the curse on Goff so we can neutralize our curses. All in Rams here, Bill. All the way the fuck in.
Yeah, why not?
All in.
I mean, there's far better team.
Better everywhere.
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 You guys are fucking insane.
And even the defense is the Rams' deficiency, but the Detroit defense is a fucking sieve right now. So they don't even have a fucking advantage there.
The most big plays, through the air in the NFL.
Better quarterback, better running game, better tight end, better wide receivers. Now, what do you mean better tight end? Laporta's done.
He's out.
So that's a huge loss for that team. Huge loss. They're better literally everywhere. And honestly, I hate McVay. I think McVay's the most overrated shitty coach in the world. But they're better there too because Campbell's AIDS. So, Rackets, how the fuck are you seeing Detroit with no Laporta in this spot here? Why are they even favored?
Detroit's going to win the football game. That's why they're favored. What do you mean?
So, can you tell me why?
Bro, I think Detroit's going to run the football. I think they're going to run it efficiently. I think everyone's talking about Matt Stafford going back to Detroit, and no one's talking about Jared Goff going back to the team that traded him away to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
you don't think that scared Jared Goff a little bit?
One person say this is way more. Stafford's been happy as shit since he left. He doesn't hate Detroit. He loves them.
You don't think Jared Goff's
the one who's like,
"Fuck
you, motherfucker"? He sent me this fucking team. Yeah, but
you sent me out to fucking Detroit and you went and got a Super Bowl without me. You don't think that's been at him a little bit?
The only issue with a Jared Goff revenge game is that you have to actually.
It's still Jared Goff. I understand that, but like nobody is talking about that part of the trade. Like these guys were traded for each other. It's not a one-sided thing.
Yeah, I think it's just because Jared Goff's AIDS. So fucking.
Even
though all you guys were arguing with me at the beginning of the year when you had him in the fucking Pro Bowl and an MVP candidate, when I told you he fucking sucks, and now you're seeing it. But
he doesn't suck.
He sucks.
I mean, but we have seen him show up for games in the past. That's all I'm saying. And it would not surprise me in the least bit if we're on the show on Monday and Goff throws for 320 and 3 touchdowns, and we're like, oh shit, what happened? That was the Jared Goff revenge game, not the Stafford revenge game. There's always two sides of the coin. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're greatly underestimating the loss of Laporta in here. Laporta is Kelsey to that team.
I agree. That's huge. But like,
I feel like the line
should be reflecting that, and it's not.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Jalen Ramsey. You do have weapons, obviously.
With Laporta, it should be 5 or 6. Then is what Vegas is telling me.
Listen, I personally think they didn't. The NFL doesn't really move lines on a tight end, right? Like if he's out there, line's gonna stay the same. I think they need to. I think he is worth 4 or 5 points.
I don't know. I think this line,
but no. What I'm saying is they didn't move it off 3 when Laporta went out.
No, it's still
stayed
3.5.
So if we're saying he's worth 4 or 5, I think this line flips to Rams -2. Like that's the movement that this should move 4 or 5 because Laporta is that fucking valuable to a guy like Goff. He's his red zone target. He's his security. I know Amon-Ra's a monster, but I mean, it's a big loss. It's a big loss there. Yeah, and no one's really talking about it at all. Everything's Stafford. You're talking about a top 3 tight end in the entire NFL. Final game here at Tampa Bay. And if you want to bring Mike in, Evan, for the UFC. Philadelphia Eagles at Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I have my Bucks bets down now. I teased them up in a bunch of different things. I have them over 10 in a couple different teasers. Bill, this is a fucking abortion right here for the Eagles right now. They are completely free-falling. They're going to be playing on the road. It'll be in nice weather, which probably doesn't benefit them because they're good at playing in shit weather, where Tampa wouldn't be. Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown a ball all week. A.J. Brown didn't practice at all yesterday.
Or today, apparently.
It didn't practice today either?
And he deleted his social media and erased everything Eagles.
I would literally, the second an athlete does anything like that on social media, I not only would cut him, I'd stone him. I'd fucking put him up on practice and just start throwing rocks at. Like, fuck these little bitches. They're social media deletions. Fuck you, you fucking loser. Bill.
I mean, that game is going to be a shit show. Tampa Bay hasn't been good either, Tommy. They're fucking been shit their last couple.
I mean, they're not a very good team.
Showcasing this game on Monday night is
this is the Monday night. They're in a terrible division, too. That's the only reason why they're in the playoffs.
Yeah,
this isn't a good team.
This should be the 4 o'clock game tomorrow.
They almost lost to Carolina.
Yeah, no, they're not good either. So
yeah, they're not good. Baker,
go on.
He's hurt. I don't know. I like the Eagles here only because Tampa Bay is bad, but the Eagles are just as bad. I don't know.
I would say this game's going to go one of 2 ways. It's either Eagles by 400 or Tampa Bay wins. Like, I don't see this being a close game at all.
This is the easiest.
There's no reason to bet a side on this game
For me, this is a great teaser spot for Tampa getting double digits at home in a injury-riddled team that's free-falling. But the bet in this game is Mike Evans. Philly can't guard anyone on the end. Fucking Mike Evans is going to
Evans touchdown.
Probably get in the box, get 68, maybe go 100. Constantino, you've been big on the Eagles. Hurts. You always have a lot of input on the Eagles on the roundtable show. What are we doing with this game?
Obviously, A.J. Brown turned into the new Terrell Owens, right? Hurts his fucking finger looked like my thumb. For those of you who don't know my thumb, it goes this way.
There was a question mark on when they showed
that's going to be hard. But
Jesus.
More importantly, and I know it was released in the media, but I have deeper inside information from that.
Oh, Mikey Schefter, breaking news.
There is very bad discontent, and it also involves racism in the locker room, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
And
when you get these young crybabies.
A group of players have revolted against Sirianni or being more outspoken, and I don't know if A.J. Brown
you could bet A.J. Brown's one of them.
where he stands on that, but there's huge problems that involve racism and discontent against the coach, and it's scaring me a little off Philly. If you're not gelling together as a team, it's hard to accomplish anything you set out to do. So,
and you'd have to imagine, Mike, a lot of that stuff, tough. If what you're saying is true, that's probably part of the reason why they've been free falling for the last few weeks too. This probably didn't start this week, So
I like the game from a prop perspective in this game. You can pretty much circle up Hurts to score a touchdown every week.
Yeah.
And this year I hit a bunch of props. That's the other one I
forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. Many weeks. It pays so well.
Give me 1 second.
Go back and look and see how many times it happened. Hurts to score 2 or more touchdowns.
Lately, though, Mike. I don't think lately, those on that losing streak. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think
since the knee injury, Bill. Since that knee injury on that Monday night game,
the last 4 or 5 weeks. But I could be. I'm just.
He's been taking it. I have noticed it too. He's been taking it kind of easy.
She's still off the top of my head.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to say, hold on, I'm going to pull that up in a second. But what I was going to say is that I was going to allude to something else. First off, let me just finish that thought real quick. Multiple weeks this week. Huh?
My picture just fell.
I'll get there, Rackets. Someday I'll be able to get there. All right.
My pet's heads are falling off.
Take 5 before Tommy calls me a crybaby or says I'm martyring or something. Multiple times this fucking year, I bet Hurts to score 2 or more touchdowns, and the line was ridiculous. It was like plus 700, plus 800. It's a good possibility that not only is he going to score, he's going to score twice. So that's another prop bet that I'm looking at. But more importantly, and this is where I was arriving at, with all of this discontent and whatnot going on, at the end of the day, every play starts with Kelsey, who's a leader, handing the ball to Hurts, who's the quarterback. So I think that he'll take more ownership in either running the ball.
I thought you meant Travis Kelce. I'm like, do you know something we don't know?
No, I said Kelsey. Yeah.
Jason Kelce.
A lot of volume I can see from Hurts trying to put the game on his back and win it. Tampa Bay can be attacked through the air. They're always good versus the run. But with the A.J. Brown shit going on, I think you're going to see a heavy dose of Hurts and Goddard in this matchup. I really like the Hurts prop touchdown, and then I'm going to play the Hurts to score 2 or more. And what Tommy was saying earlier, I like Evans to score and get behind the secondary and beat him up. But the most plus matchup in this game is for Godwin. So if you like the volume, you go for Godwin receptions. If you want to play some touchdown upside, you go to Evans in this game. So I like the props there.
All right, just a quick rapid fire so we can get to you.
It was just the last 2 games, Mike. Last 2 he hasn't scored.
Yeah. Mike, just quick rapid fire. Give me 1 or 2 plays or takes that you have on the rest of the games.
Yeah, I heard you guys getting into that Rams-Lions game, and I'm also on the Rams. The Laporta is going to be worse than anybody thinks because the way to beat that Rams defense is in the middle of the field. And Brock Wright, who's the backup, is even banged up. So you could either see more Gibbs receptions this week, trying to leak out. That's a prop to look at there. I actually like the Rams in the game as an underdog. It scares me because I hear a lot of people also like them. But in today's world of live betting, I want to be right. And I think I could be right out of the gate. So I'm going to take the Rams on the money line and could always hedge, get out or middle or go from there. But the Rams also have the ability to come back because the way to attack Detroit, they're number 1 versus the run in some categories, but they're very weak against the pass. So, with Stafford in a revenge game, playing more loose because he's the one that left and won the Super Bowl, I think there's more pressure on Goff. And as Tommy always says about Campbell as a head coach, He's fucking making horrific. He may be a good rah-rah guy, but he's a horrible decision maker going for it on fourth and crazy shit. And I think that the pressure of this home playoff game is going to magnify that. And if there's any decision to be made, I think it amplifies him making a bad one. Love the experience on the Rams. Love the passing game. Love Kyron Williams. So I like the Rams.
Right. Yeah, there's another play here, guys, real quick, and then we'll go over to UFC. By the way, what I've been to Zach Wilson and Desmond Ridder, I'm the opposite on coaches, Rackets. I discovered and created Sean McVay's an idiot at the end of games on Sirius when he was the golden child. I created Dan Campbell's fucking aides when he was up for Coach of the Year 8 weeks ago. I was like, no, guys, he's horrific. So, yeah, let me get that. I'm gonna take
and
that.
And Amon Ra, as much as I love him, he's made of fucking glass.
That's my
Guy's
boy.
always hurt.
Yeah,
Always hurt. And I'm not a
him.
Goff guy. So yeah, let's go. Rams.
Here's a fun play if you want a whole weekend play. This may be my biggest bet of the weekend, honestly. 14-point FanDuel teaser, Mikey. I know you like teasers and we like teasing playoff games. 14-point FanDuel teaser. I mean, what loses? There's one spot where I could possibly see a loss, and you don't need to do the 14-point teaser. Actually, I'm actually going to do alt lines on these and parlay them together. You actually get a little bit.
I could guess it. I know Tommy.
It's Rams plus 17.5, Bucks plus 17.5, Packers plus 21.5, Pittsburgh plus 24.5. I mean, what out of that is losing? What could you see going down? Packers, maybe? Like fucking
the Packers
Dallas.
are notorious choke artists, but I think they get it done there. I mean, they're all good lines, obviously.
Right.
Moving
And then,
an NFL playoff game by 14 points, and you're a sharp bettor, you have an advantage.
Because, Mike, and everyone always, don't tease NFL. No, first of all,
but it's
you're
hard
wrong.
to win 4 games, as we all know.
Well, no, because I'm doing 6. So I just left off the other 2. Because here's the thing. Teasers on NFL playoff games are so easy that Vegas casinos were banning them at points, right, Mike? You remember this fucking
7-point teasers were juiced from minus 120 historically to minus 140.
Yes.
So that's the Wong or teaser.
Yep. They started banning them in some casinos for the
Juicing
playoffs only. And then they put them back on because there was all the complaints and they were losing business. And they started juicing them to 140, 150. So don't tell me teasers are not the right with playoffs. That's what you do. You tease these games. They work. So I'm taking 17 or more in every one of these games. And then I'm taking the Chiefs plus 10.5. So I'm not going with the dog in that one. I'm going the Chiefs because I think they're winning out. You can do Chiefs money line. And then I was gonna do Texans plus 16.5 for Cleveland. I'm going over 30.5 in that game.
I like it.
That's it. Minus 120. Obviously, it's a lot of things for even money. We don't usually love that. Fun gets through the whole weekend, and I love it. So, Mike, talk to me about some UFC here. We haven't had down.
One more thing to add in football to close it off. Najee Harris props. You can attack Buffalo on the ground with the weather and all that other bullshit. And I agree with Rackets. The offense has the edge about cutting and pivoting. But I've been watching that game, and I've been slightly playing more Warren in DFS. But Najee Harris is the horse. I mean, he's getting the ball. They're feeding him. He gets it in a lead. He's going to punish him. Touchdown prop as a good number in the Najee Harris and his rushing yards. I'll end with that. And then the last thing on NFL, what Tommy was saying about all these teasers, I also just like pick your line, right? And play all parlays. Like you like the Chiefs plus 10.5. Great. You like the Rams money line. Perfect. You like the Bucks take 10.5. But you could build a parlay in today's day and age and just pick your line, right? And pay a little more juice.
That's what I'm
doing. Have
doing.
the outcome that you like.
What I'm doing here, Mike, I'm doing the Chiefs money line instead of the Chiefs plus 9.5 because I really love the Chiefs in that game.
Yeah, me
and
too.
that brings it to like 160, right? So I can go buy a couple extra points everywhere else. I can get the Steelers to 28.5. I can get the Packers to 24.5. So, get cute with it. Take the money lines on the things you like. If you're Bill, maybe do the Cowboys money line instead of the other thing. But UFC, Mike, you haven't had you on in a few weeks. What's the big news? They announced some big cards coming up, and what are we looking at this week?
Well, it's first card back, so I'm really excited. We have a 12-fight card from Vegas, which is good. I'm looking forward to it. It's all on ESPN Plus, but we have NFL on one TV, and we have UFC on the other starting tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I like it. There's a lot of fighters I've familiar.
And by the way, I'm sorry to cut you off right as you start, but I don't want to get past this point. Why is Dana White so fucking retarded with when he does event? Like, he's so sharp in every way, but who decides that 4 p.m. on Saturday when going against NFL playoffs is the time to do this card?
ultimately it's Dana White and their broadcast partners, which is ESPN.
They're all idiots.
Yeah, but guess, Tommy, in the world of live sports content, you need to fill spots. So if
But
the
you
football
know
game's
this
not
game
on
is,
ESPN,
but you know this
they're going to
day
want to counter program, though.
You know this day is happening. This is
Right.
like
It's called counter programming.
I mean, it's stupid. I mean, it's
it may be, but guess what?
Because you're talking
how many people are going to have both on?
Listen, you can count. Well, not a lot of people have two TVs, but you can counter program with like tennis versus football because those are two completely different crowds, right? So you go, this is two combat vicious sports.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but it's just not the way that they do it because they need the content. But I agree with you. But also, there's 52 weeks in a year, and UFC does fights on 38 of them or 42 of them.
But Mike, this is their comeback.
There's going to be something almost on every weekend.
It's your comeback card. This is your welcome back after 3 weeks off, and you're going up against the fucking...
I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing at all.
Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
Very rare. I mean, we agreed on a couple things here.
We better stop
Small
talking.
15-minute window.
Stop talking. Let's not fuck it up.
Yeah. All right. Well.
All right. So what do you have?
A lot of familiarity. Jim Miller fighting on the card, who's looked great lately, and he's got a good opponent to fight against. There's some really high lines on this card. There's tons of like violent spots. So I extracted some value from a fight that I just think that the fighter is going to kill him, and that's Gene Silva against Weston Wilson. He's the highest line fighter on the card, and Tommy, this is a bet that you love. When a fighter's like minus
800, take the inside the distance.
Even that is minus 590, but
anything over 500.
Yeah, I like Gene Silva to win specifically by knockout in round one, and I got it at plus money. So I took a 900 favorite, and I got it at plus 110. Now, Weston Wilson shouldn't even be in the UFC. He was a warm body, late notice replacement, got a fight, got knocked out in the first round, and his 7 fights before that all ended in round one, and he's basically a submission in the first round or he gets knocked out in the first round. And he's 34 years old, a martial arts school owner and a protege of Wonderboy Thompson. And he's fighting Gene Silva, who's just a fucking killer, who showed that he can go to distance in his Contender Series fight. But when he wins violently by knockout in the first round. So we got two guys, one when he wins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row in the first round. The other guy loses in the first round, clash of styles. And I just think Silva smokes him. So I'll take that at plus money. So that's a prop bet, free bet, plus 110. And then I'm going to give you a straight bet. I mean, here's a fight that's not going to go the distance. And it's Phil Hawes against Bruno Ferreira. I love Bruno Ferreira in this spot. I mean, he's coming off his first career loss, which was a knockout. And Phil Hawes is a powerful killer, be killed type fighter. But when he loses, he gets starched also. And he's got 5 losses by knockout. Hawes is a college wrestler and Ferreira is a judo black belt. So odds are they're going to cancel and the fight's going to go on the feet and one's going to knock the other out. But at minus 130 as a straight bet, I like Ferreira. Even if you want to play him by knockout, I mean, it's like even money, so it's not even worth it. I mean, what if they do tangle and wrestle a little bit? But Ferreira as a straight bet for me at minus 130 is the play.
All right. Is that it for that's the play for UFC?
That's 2 free bets out of 12.
No, I don't want to stop you. I'm going to
pivot.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pivot. I just want to make sure you were done. Yeah. Jimmy in the chat said everybody has a laptop and a TV, 2 screens. That's probably the dumbest comment I've ever heard.
I agree with Jimmy.
No, it's the dumbest comment I've ever heard.
No, if you're paying for ESPN Plus, you're paying for 52 weeks a year. So if the fight's on, you're going to have it on your fucking tablet.
Those people are not what changed ratings.
The Peacock thing is a disgrace.
That we'll get to that in a second. Those things are not what change ratings, dude. Regular households are not sitting there watching UFC like this and an NFL on another screen. That's us here in this world. Uncle Danny isn't sitting there fucking watching UFC here and the Bills game there.
He's watching girls softball on one tablet.
0 people are in America but us. So what it is just what sport is on. Boom, boom. And so this is stupid. A great comment in the chat, Mike, by who is it here? Peter. He said, next week, UFC has a pay-per-view versus NFL. Wow. Like, what are you, retarded? Dude, Dana, the fucking NFL only play the next week. It's only Sunday. Push your pay-per-view a week. Like, what are these?
I mean, it's a fair question. Tommy, I'll tell you what. You're the king of Twitter. You should fucking tag Dana White and UFC and ESPN and pose that question. I mean, you're
they all do it. It's like the women's Bill. Remember the women's college basketball things? We're going up against like move it to doing? Like, what are you doing? Like,
But ESPN doesn't even have a football game, right? But then that's all they talk about all week long. Like, right? They mentioned UFC for 5 seconds when that's
exactly. And that's why I don't agree with the counter programming comment because, I understand where Mike's coming from with that. And
no, I don't agree with it. It's just
but it was a good point to bring up. Yeah. But then you spend all week, like Bill said, promoting the football games for the other channels. And then you're going to be like, oh, here, watch our UFC on Saturday. 90% of America, if you watched ESPN for the last week, doesn't even know UFC's back Saturday on ESPN. So I didn't know it was back till yesterday when I asked Mike, hey, is it back? We're coming on. Like, fucking retards. Let me run every station and coach every team, and this world would be a much better place. I think that's it, guys. We got anything else? Rackets, you got any tennis?
Australian Open starts on Sunday night. I'll have some stuff for you on Monday for it.
All right. Mikey, any final words for you, brother, before we let you go? And
I have a final question. I mean, Bill Rupp is wearing a Los Angeles Rams shirt, huh? Wow, are you a Rams guy now? Oh my God, what the fuck is going on? I'm so God, I bet the Rams. Yeah. You guys are all in Bill's wearing a fucking shirt and Tommy has a mini helmet.
Let's go Lions, baby!
You didn't buy Rams football cards, did you?
Tommy and I bet him for the Super Bowl.
Me and Bill.
I'm with you, buddy. I like the Rams.
We took them plus 10,000.
I have a second question then. Give me your Super Bowl right now.
Ravens, Niners.
Can we go in a circle?
Oh, we could. Do you want circle jerk?
No, just circle pick.
Ravens, Niners.
All right, Bill's obviously going there. I honestly can't give it because if Cleveland beats the Texans, I'm worried it may not beat the Texans. If they beat the Texans, I think they go to the Super Bowl. So I like Cleveland Rams. I'm going to go with.
Mine's the same as it was in the preseason. Bills 49ers.
Yeah. See, Bill's a fraud. Bill's a fraud.
All
because
right,
he's all
listen. Then.
Hold on, Mike. Before we get yours, Bill's a fraud. Like I'm sitting here with the fucking Rams helmet. He's got the Rams shirt he went out and bought. We got a fucking huge future. We piled into the Rams. So I'm going Rams to the Super Bowl, and this fucking fag just went and picked the Niners. What the fuck are you all Rams?
He's betting with his money in his brain. He's a smart bettor, right?
Dude,
we saw the NFL Super Bowl logo early on before the season started.
Oh, stop with that.
First of all, I don't want Brock Purdy in the goddamn Super Bowl, so that's one. So I'm full heart. You know what sucks for you, Rackets? I think I'm going to the Super Bowl week.
Oh, so you're going to see Purdy live in action.
Wow, that's a nice trip.
Oh, no, Rackets. My boy is throwing his party on Friday night.
Oh my God.
MV Purdy. I'm gonna send him all the fucking clips. All
the clips from the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck
the time he's come back, he's like, you know what? I really like this Purdy kid.
I thought I was coming over your house for Super Bowl. Now you're going.
I know, yeah. Well, I just found this out this morning.
That seems very quick.
I was actually going to ask you and everyone else if they want to.
I was just getting my hors d'oeuvres prepared.
Yeah, I just found this out this morning. I can't wait to get the video of me and Brock. I'd just be like, can you say Rackets is a fag? And he's like, Rackets is a fag.
Yeah. And then I'm going to send him all the links to the show. I'm going to do little clips.
Just say Rackets sucks. And I'm just going to post that every time. Brock Purdy saying you suck. Fuck Rackets.
I got to give you my Super Bowl then.
Yeah,
nobody said either of my teams in the finals. The loser of the Super Bowl will be the Buffalo Bills.
I don't hate that.
And the winner of this year's Super Bowl will be the Dallas Cowboys.
Wow.
I'm with you on that.
Coming out of the East, baby. I mean, coming out of the NFC. I mean, everybody's on the Niners, whatnot. And I think
I think it's Cowboys.
I think Dallas can win on a week-to-week basis against all these teams. And I think it's going to be their defense getting stronger as long as Dak don't fuck it up.
Mm-hmm. McCarthy?
Dallas over the Bills.
I can't pick Dallas on the road. It's just they're going to breeze through these 2 games, and then they're going to shit the bed in San Francisco. They can't.
We shall see. San Fran, but they broke my heart against Baltimore. It wasn't that they lost; it was how they lost.
Brock Purdy being terrible.
Dallas and Miami both can't win on the road.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see you guys. I'm excited to see you guys in a week or two, realizing that the Ravens and Dallas can't win in the playoffs and both being heartbroken. But all right, Mikey, I got to get you out of here just so I can bring Evan in to do his final goodbye.
So versus Green Bay after
all. Final words, Mike.
Later.
Stay Cashin, sign up at 4 Deep. Betting Blueprint coming in hot tomorrow. And we're now doing extended DFS articles, bets, props, chats, live shows. Sign up, Tommy.
Circle
give
jerks.
Promo code and let's fuck, as Tommy says.
There you go. Let's fuck. All right, Mikey.
Bye.
Talk to you. All right, Evan Hand. How you doing? Did we miss anything?
Nothing.
All right. The Joey Rackets, final words.
Go Lions. Fuck the Rams. I said it.
Bill Rupp, final words.
Go Rams. Fuck the Lions.
That point. Come right over the top on that motherfucker. If Detroit wins the game, I will tell you one thing, Evan Hand.
Rigged.
For Howie, Dewey, Mike Constantino, Joey Rackets, Bill Rupp, and Evan Hand, I am Tommy G. Get over to 4deep.com. We will be powering bets all week. Monster fucking betting weekend. We're on fire in college basketball. Australian Open Sunday. UFC is back. NBA, NHL, NFL. This is our time. Get in, 4deep.com. Promo code VIP20. Good luck. Stay cashin', motherfuckers.
Let's go!